Okay, looks like everything's all right there. Everything's all right there. All right. Let's see if I remember how to play this. Okay, so for some reason I don't know what happened to my list of quests. I thought it was in my notebook here, but I guess not. Also check the audio here. Make sure I can hear what's going on.
Shadow is on the ground. Repeat, Shadow is on the ground.
What's up, Navi's dad? Welcome in.
Manovai, Teato teams, move. Time to get some attention.
Cool, cool. Excuse you. Am I just not gonna throw? Oh, I could die there. Do we win yet? Not quite. We should finish the game this stream.
I think we're good, Shepard.
I'm pretty confident we can win. Let's see. So is there something else I need to shoot at here? I thought there was something up here I needed to get, but I guess not. Maybe it's at another tower. But yeah, resuming playthrough from where we left off. We are halfway through
You got a shot. Chief Williams,
the
keep it up, Manovai.
second to last mission. About to eat dinner. Well, it's gonna take a little bit. Like, I'm probably gonna be streaming for like 3 or 4 hours. So, no worries. Oh, we get flanked? Oh, we're getting flanked. Oh, I didn't even see that dude. Okay. Okay. I never go this way. Let me go a different way. Well, I guess this is the way I had to go.
Calling sat strikes. Teato, watch for comm stations. William, can you see anything? Shields disabled.
Come on. That's a little ridiculous. Well, there should be a Krogan up here too, if I recall. Heyo. Alright, be careful. There you go.
All targets down.
Okay, now we gotta take care of the drones.
Aircraft heading to perimeter stations to recharge. Bunker up before they come back.
Yeah, so kids are out of town for the weekend, so I can stream at a reasonable hour, at least for me. Come on, guys. Did that just do nothing? Or did I hit? Oh, I hit the wrong dude. Is this the right way? No, this is leading over there. I need to go this way. But yeah, so, you know, I took the day off from work. Was up way too early anyway, and just did nothing. And it was really cool. Normally every morning I have to be up and I immediately get ready for work and blah, blah, blah. And, oh, so much fun, right? And no, like, I didn't really get ready for the day until, like, frickin' noon. But yeah, just, spent majority of the day. Saw the new Spider-Man movie today. Won't go into it, other than it was alright. You know, good for people who like Spider-Man. I mean, it wasn't a bad movie. Anything like that. Spent time purchasing magic cards and theory crafting a new deck that I didn't buy cards for, so now I have to, like, wait again. Alright, so there should be Krogan here. Is it 2 and 2? Yow! Okay. Go away. Focus on him. Are they both in his face?
Hold the line.
Okay. I'm technically where I need to be for Shepard. Hold on. Just trying to figure out where I was getting the other audio from. Final destination. Welcome in. It is going pretty okay, all things considered. How you doing? So yeah, because right now we're in the second half of Vermeer, and I just gotta wrap up a couple of side quests, and then we can just push through and beat the game. And that'll wrap up Mass Effect 1. That's fair. But yeah, pretty close to just wrapping up Mass Effect 1 no weapon challenge for Shepard as a soldier. And I originally wanted to do 1, 2, and 3, but I've already done 2 twice with no guns. So I think I might just jump straight to 3. Because I haven't bothered doing that with no guns yet.
We've got access to base security. We should be able to cut the alarms. Might even be able to trigger alarms on the far side of the base. We'll clear out the guards for us, but they might be too much for the Solarian teams to handle.
Just disable the alarms. We can handle any guards inside.
You're a prisoner. Why do you have a shield? You gonna do your thing? There we go. So far, I would say it's not so much a boss in particular. Here, because I got to think about it. The hardest thing I've had to deal with so far is after recruiting Liara, you have to escape with her, and then there's that boss fight where you're in that boss fight with the arena with the Geth and the one Krogan Battlemaster. That Krogan Battlemaster will fuck up your shit, like hands down. And it could just be based on levels. Oh, that thing sucks. But right now, I've been pretty okay. I'm stuttering here and stammering, but like with something having gone through Mass Effect 2 with no guns on Insanity, and Mass Effect 1 with no guns on Insanity, it's always more difficult in the early game, just because you don't have access to certain things like the stat boosts, or your powers aren't leveled up enough, things like that. But once you get to a certain point, I would argue in Mass Effect 1, like I think after you take care of the Liara mission, if you do that one first. So after you take care of your first story mission, the game gets a bit easier. Especially if you focus on doing side content. Like if I didn't do any of the side quests to begin with, I don't think this would have went in my favor at all. But, and then Mass Effect 2, if you're doing a no-gun playthrough, kind of like when, with the actual playthrough, like a normal playthrough, it gets easier after Horizon. The main thing you just have to contend with is just not doing much, particularly in Mass Effect 1, because, you know, I'm playing as a soldier, so I don't really get powers at all, except for the one I picked. But otherwise, it's all like passive stuff just to keep me alive. And this is all on a universal cooldown, so everything's got long cooldowns, as opposed to Mass Effect 2, where everything's on a universal cooldown system, so everything has to be faster in order for you to use them in a decent frequency.
Middle ground. You don't want them to bunker up. Draw them out.
The other thing that kind of makes it hard too is just hit detection's weird. So it can be hard, at least for me, it's hard to tell if I'm actually being attacked until it's too late. Like, if I'm really low on HP, and by the time I'm noticing my screen is all red and veiny and shit, I'm already dead.
What do you want? Who are you? Alliance.
Slow.
That's not too much to ask, is it?
What do they do to you?
Here.
If we don't let him out, he's as good as dead.
Yes, I need to get out. Let me out.
I can't take that chance.
Can't take that chance. No chance. I need to do what it says. I have to. Let me out. Let me out. Let me out. Let me out.
Okay, I don't really know how that was a renegade option, but sure, game. You're gonna have an item crate over there? Now let me open it. Okay. Though I am curious, so there is the final boss of the game. Allegedly, in one of the playthrough videos I've seen of this, the person doing it had their game crash during the final boss fight. Multiple times. So I'm curious if that's going to happen here. You can detect the guy through the floor? Anything over here? Just turn it all in Omnigel. What? Can't go through that door? Okay. Maybe there's another way. I thought there was like an elevator at some point. But yeah, between potential final boss glitch, also melees have like a very strange cooldown to them. What the hell? I don't even know that was a door. So, like, melee is one of the main ways I can attack, but they don't really go over, like, different weapons have different strengths to them, but also, you can't just spam melee. But the main weaknesses to Mass Effect 1, like a no-gun playthrough, are just inherent to the game itself. Like, even, like, the main complaints people have with a normal playthrough are just more prevalent in a no-gun playthrough.
What is going on? Where are the guards? Where is Terry? No. Stay back. This is important.
got the shotgun now? Bye. Okay. Got over here. No, but we should probably save. See what we got here. No, no, no. Don't need any of it. Fantastic. I'm imagining we're gonna gain one more level before beating the game. Maybe two. Get out of here. Okay, so now we got the bit with Sovereign. She's gonna be like, save me!
Please, I just want to get out of here before it's too late.
Let's hear.
You think the indoctrination only affects
Give me
prisoners?
one reason.
See? Full access. All of Saren's private files.
What were you studying here?
It's that ship, Sovereign. It emits some... It's called indoctrination. Direct exposure to the...
You conducted brutal experiments on helpless test
I
subjects.
just did what I was told. I didn't have a choice. I'm sorry.
Sorry doesn't help.
No, no!
Okay, what else we got going on here? Not much. But yeah, so far, playthrough's going pretty smooth. Oh yeah, we gotta do the beacon.
Commander, look over here. It's another beacon, like the one on Eden.
How do you know? How do you know? You weren't there. How do you know what this beacon looks like? Tell me. You weren't on Eden Prime. Now I get to see the same cutscene I've seen 4 or 5 times already, but with a new snippet at the end, I think.
What is that? I don't know.
Sovereign isn't just some reaper.
The Protheans will.
Why? They're harvesting us.
Your words are as empty as your future. I am the
Vanguard of your destruction. This exchange is over.
is over.
Commander, we got trouble.
Hit me,
That ship's
Joker.
it's come.
This console's been disabled.
Let's head to the breeding.
All right. Bum, 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 bum. Hadouken!
The gas are turning from your position, J.N.O. Looks like Shadow picked a sensitive spot. Williams, head them off. Hold them.
Bye. Okay. Do. The gel doesn't matter anymore. May as well save the game. I gotta be careful of the stalkers. Oh, God damn it. Come on, use it. Uh-oh. Oh, Garrus is down. Okay. Bye-bye. Even push it.
Good work on the gun, Shadow Team. Now it's our turn.
Alright. Just a couple more rooms left, and then we're done with Vermeer. And we're going to be down one squatty. Yeah, may as well use one.
That's it. We need to clear the gate and set those charges.
Oh, they're both dead. Cool.
Charges set. Everyone bunker down. Bunker down.
I know, one of the playthroughs I saw said, like, the Saren fight here gave them a really tough time. I don't know if I'm gonna... we'll put that to the test.
Nice work. That's one less thing to worry about. Commander,
No need to rearrange this stuff. That's a little scary. Let's see. So we got you. Oh, I didn't need the 9. Oh,
Bringing us in.
okay.
Get as close to the site as I can.
Yeah, like, the game's got all this stuff for, like, weapon mods and frickin' ammo types and different brands of weapons, but getting weapons isn't really that big of a deal. It's just finding the right armor, and armor you get is based on the level you have or how far you are into the game. Unfortunately, I don't have, like, top shelf armor for Garrus, and I don't think I'm ever going to get any. And I've been just rocking with Rex and Garrus for like 99% of the playthrough, swapping out only when I thought was really needed. So like if we're going against synthetics, I would swap out Rex for Tali.
Bomb is in position. We're all set.
At least I tried doing that, but I don't think it worked. So I went back to having Rex. But then
Is almost ready. Get to the rendezvous point, Williams.
there was missions where I didn't need Garrus at all, so I used Ashley instead.
We'll never make
Get them out of there.
It's okay, Commander. I need a couple of minutes to finish off.
Up to the AA tower.
So yeah, because everybody has like a certain level of strength, and these two both have combat, and also dip into other stuff. Like if I was playing as a Sentinel, this would be an absolute cakewalk, and probably just no different from a regular playthrough. Because I just have access to all the support stuff, and I'd have powers to use, and then it'd be even more fun in the later games, and then you get tech armor and grenade types and etc. etc. This has got 3 Krogan in it, so that should be fun. Nope, that's shield boost I want. Oh, because it swapped who they are on me. Got it. Okay. Eat this. Hey, wait a minute. Does my grenade actually have a mod on it? It does. Allegedly. Uh-oh. I'll put on immunity. Dang. I was expecting to have, like, the... So Krogan usually have this thing... Hi, Navi. Krogan usually have this thing where if they get knocked down, they get back up and start regenerating health. And I was expecting that to be, like, a really major issue here. But it doesn't seem to be coming up that much. Or at all. So... Like, I was expecting that to be a tough room because there's 3 Krogan in it. Challenge, right now, I think I'm just at a point where it's not that difficult. It's just tedious. But we'll see. But yeah, we're going to wrap up the game, this challenge today. And we'll just jump to the third one. I'm not going to do the second one again. I've already done it twice. I've proven I can do it. It's not a big deal.
Negative. I'm activating the bomb. It's done.
screw that. We can handle ourselves.
Alenko, radio Joker and tell him to meet us at the bomb
Yes,
site.
Commander.
Now, the third one's going to be harder, though, for sure.
It's the right choice, LT.
Stay alive. I'll be coming to get you too.
I think we both know that's not going to happen, Commander.
Third time's a charm, though. Yeah, but I've already done it. I have video evidence of me doing it. So, I'll just import my save with my custom character face or whatever, and carry on from there. No, the third game is for sure going to be harder. I can think, one, it's going to be impossible anyway. There's going to be a point where I'm going to have to shoot a gun. You're going 2, 1, yeah, 3? Yep, that's what I did. because I like Mass Effect 2 a lot, so I thought I would do that first, and then I figured I would try doing the whole trilogy. So that's why I started with 1. But I'm kind of over it. Alright. Boss time. I hate it. It is what it is. You feeling better? So, yeah, I feel fine. I still seem to have, like, some kind of nasal infection or something like that. Because I still wake up congested and shit like that. I don't know why. And sometimes I get, like, a scratchy throat and, like, a cough, like a slight tickle in the back of the throat. No, the kids aren't keeping me sick. The kids are fine. Ooh, did it do the thing? Oh no, there's still someone back here. Yeah, like that would have killed me before. Okay, now the boss comes in.
Set that nuke and get out. We can't hold them. Damn it. Suppressing fire. Cover your flank. Cover your...
No, I didn't. I canceled. Like I canceled a few days before the interview. Doing more research on it, it looked like it was gonna be a 10-hour shift job, and there's just, don't necessarily want to say the vibes were off, but the vibes were off. So I canceled, and then they put out the notice again, that they were looking for somebody, because they pulled the like 10-hour shifts are fine if the organization can actually stick to 10-hour shifts. When they do 10-hour shifts 4 days a week. The problem is, no fucking organization does that. They always like, oh yeah, it's 4 days a week, 10-hour days, and mandatory Fridays, so 50-hour weeks. Paychecks are nice, but I'm tired. But yeah, so the business, they reposted their the job opening, and I found out that someone that I work with, probably the only friend I have at my job, got an interview for it. So he interviewed for it yesterday. If he gets it, I told him let me know how it goes.
You've seen the vision from the beacon, Shepard. You of all people, do not mire yourself in pointless revolt. Do not sacrifice every trillions dead. But once I understood this, I joined.
You're afraid Sovereign isn't.
Sovereign needs.
Sovereign
No, Sovereign needs.
Together we can.
Sovereign.
All right, boss time. This will be crazy. Yeah, I just looking at the job posting, it had the same problem that I think a lot of the other places have, where they just want one person to do way too much. Like the position itself had frickin' all these requirements. Like they wanted me to be involved not just with their documents, but also with shipping, supplier quality, production quality, things like that. Like there's all these different teams they wanted this one person to be involved with. Like, why would I, in this role as a document technician or whatever, have to concern myself with shipping? It's a little weird. Well, it could have been a pay raise for me. They had a decent range, and where I'm currently being paid was kind of on the upper middle end. And when I applied for it, they asked what what I thought my salary should be, or my yearly salary would be, and I mentioned the amount, and that would have been at the almost the highest end possible of what they were open to. So, the kind of is they wanted to pay someone 23 to 34 an hour for the role, and with my calculations, it would have been just shy of 34. So it's not that I don't think I could have done the job. It's just I don't know if I want to put that kind of energy into doing that much work for a job I really don't give a shit about. And that's where it's getting harder for me to keep working at this point, is that I kind of just don't care. And because of that, I just don't have an investment in doing the job at all.
There was no time.
Why me? But have I done my job?
Come on. It may have filled in the
Alright. Get the mind freak!
embrace eternity.
It depends on what the job is. Like, there are aspects of my job I like doing. Right? That is stuff that I enjoy doing, but, like, the other day, I was just really fed up, because turns out, I can. It's just, unfortunately, this is where it gets tricky. Like, I think that would be a good option for me. It's just that in order for me to possibly qualify to get a certificate, I'd have to go through an accredited program. The closest place I can do an accredited program, they gave me a quote, and the quote is a lot of money, and it would take 3 years, because they space it out over 3 years, and it's like 1 or 2 courses a semester, and it starts off with only like a couple hours here and there, but then eventually gets into like you have to actually do teaching, like internships, more or less. You're being like a teacher's, not a TA, but like you're shadowing teachers. And this is where it gets tricky. Where do I get money from? Right? I could take out a student loan again.
Make any sense?
I can make that a future Brandon problem. But but then I have to do these courses at specific times because they don't have them available at all times and they're not online. It's like, I don't know.
What about the conduit?
It's the problem is going to be I'd have to spend a low 5-figure number to get to go through this program, and the problem is making the time for it. Like, I'm just about out of time at work, and just with the amount of shit I got going on at work right now too, I have to
We need to get
Forget it. The mule relay's inside the terminus system.
pretty much I'm waiting until September.
Welcome there.
Right?
Neither are spec-
I'm gonna wait till September, get some time available. I'm gonna see if I can schedule something with the university. I'm going to have conversations, kind of go over it, just really want them to lay it out to me, like what's my path forward look like.
That's where Saren is
But
at.
then
I'll be waiting.
the other part of this is, I have to consider my family. If I do this, I'm going to be bringing in less money. Even if I get a job, like even if I go through all this stuff and I find a way to make it work, and I find a way to be employed while doing the school stuff, and I get the job, I'm going to be making less money doing that job. And what does that mean
We're done here.
Commander, there's
for
a
everything
colony
else? Like
nearby.
that's
I can link us in if you want to report
big discussions that we had.
to warn him about Sovereign.
I'll
Commander Shepard.
Saren is formidable enough without an
my
army of
my
Krogans serving.
plan is to take the next year to see if I want to commit to this and save up for it.
The Krogan would have.
Yeah, it's highly.
The Count's future. Good luck, Commander.
and we'll see what happens. You know, that does give me time to chicken out, but that's not really the point. Let's see, I don't have to go downstairs to talk to anybody. We're done talking. I've done everybody's conversations. We can just go straight to...
Forwarded the mission update to Ambassador Udina. Yes, sir.
Yeah, because now we're forced to go to the Citadel. So yeah, just a lot of planning. I think, you know, by the time if I go through it, and by the time I'm done, and I get everything taken, my license, if I go through the program, I'm able to try for the certificate, and then I'm able to get a teaching certificate. And by that point, I'll be in my mid-40s, ready to teach some people, and then I'll probably have to find a place to work. Like, let's say everything falls into place. I can't find anything locally. What do? Do I move?
Silence is only accessible to
Now is the time for discretion, Commander.
You bastard!
It's just politics, Commander. You've done your job, now let me do mine. We've locked out all the Normandy's primary systems until further notice shall come.
Are you insane? After
I think...
What did he want?
Only said
Alright, there are a couple. I mean, that's the thing. What sucks is that the current district I live, you know, in my current area, they are looking for art teachers specifically. And, you know, the other dumb thing is I've been teetering on this decision for 12 years now. I was looking into it in 2014, and I didn't pursue it any further. And I was looking into it in 2019, and 2019 didn't really, like, everything I was doing there. What held me back at that point is that the place I was willing to go back to school to had nothing for me. I would had to have gone to a different city. It's a 30-minute drive, and it's like, okay, I can't do that. So now it looks like they have something available, so that's cool. But yeah, I know it's not that old, but it's just the principle of it. That sucks. That doesn't, though. We'll give someone a good. Okay, equipment. I'd rather give it to you. Well, and then it's tricky too, because like things are going okay-ish right now for various reasons, but you know, what if I need to get a new car at some point? Suddenly I can't afford to do much anything. I don't know, this all gets a little too real, but there's adding new expenses is very difficult. I'll just say that. Okay, so there are there should be 2 side quests I can do here. And since I don't seem to know what happened to my notes that I had. Because this had... Skip. Maybe it actually isn't a notebook, and I said and put a colored tab on it. So I thought that would have been it right here, but I guess not. Oh, here we go. Okay. Correct colored tab, wrong side of the paper. Okay, so... grab a pen out of here. So those are done. Yeah, I can't do the snap inspection. That's the one quest that glitched out on me. Negotiation requests and own worst enemy. This the last boss? No, this is the downtime before the last mission. I just have to find out where... Is this it?
Excuse me, Commander Shepard. It is an...
What's this demonstration?
I'm Charles. Can I count on your support in the next election?
Sorry.
We've heard that before. I don't... The support of the first human Spectre would be invaluable.
You have the right to your opinion, Mr. Saraceno. But with all due respect...
I understand. Thank you for your time, Commander.
Was that it? Yeah. Oh, hey, a level. Okay, and then the last side mission we have available. Excuse me. Do I even have any more cough drops? Yeah, I got one. Cool. Because for some reason, I am only breathing on a one nostril now. And throat's itchy. Talk to this dude.
Soldier, I've got a major situation, and I need help from some kind of situation. You wouldn't believe what's riding on this. I'm fighting for...
I understand.
It's legal, but restricted. I purchased the...
Healer, you've got a problem.
Right, look, that all the top negotiators are on...
I don't see all the top negotiators soliciting...
Maybe you're right. I'll tell you what. This will be
No trade negotiators.
I don't know anymore.
There's no shame in having a problem.
You're...
Okay. We finished up the side quests. Oh no, I didn't pre-order any cards. I don't really need to pre-order any of them. I know with like, we compare with like Unsourced and myself, which is not a fair comparison, but because we're both interested in the hobby and we know each other. I don't really care about the huge hype behind a lot of the cards. Like they show off all like, oh, look at all these cool cards and these cool effects and these art treatments and these foil treatments and ooh, special editions, and I don't give a shit. Like that, all that stuff is noise. I'm looking for mechanically interesting cards, and with my interest being at lower rarity stuff because I play with those mostly, there are some cool stuff in there. There's one in particular I'm excited for. The card name is Bard the Bowman, because it's provides me an option to build a deck around. That it was something I was already doing, but it gives me an extra color. Like there's some cool stuff in there, like even like the higher rarity and more powerful spells. There's some cool stuff there. I don't really go. I just look for like, is there any new tech for decks that I'm currently building or already have? And wow, that's silly. Both of those quests were conveniently on the way to the man I need to talk to.
I'm glad you came.
They pulled me off the main.
You have to go to Ilos. You can be in the terminus systems before anyone even knows you're gone.
We steal the Normandy.
You're the only one who can stop him, Shepard. So
Stealing the Normandy.
The Normandy is your ship now, Commander.
I won't forget this.
I can unlock
a restricted
it. Leave that to me. Just make sure you're in the...
You're gonna get yourself...
Ambassador Udine. He won't just... Hopefully he won't be...
The ambassador won't forgive this yet.
We don't have a lot of options.
You'll have a better chance if you go after
Yes.
the ambassador's computer.
Yeah, I don't buy packs.
You ready to get the hell off this station?
Like I might buy a pack here and there just for fun, but I don't chase things by buying packs. I will buy singles because it is just cheaper in the long run. So let's see. We will check this We'll check the stores here because it's gonna be the last time we're gonna be able to buy anything. So yeah, I bought a bunch of singles last night, and with those, I'm able to finish off 3 decks that I wanted to build. Granted, the cards are more expensive than I wanted them to be. Because this is not a cheap hobby anymore. I mean, granted, it never was a cheap hobby, but this has only gotten worse.
Show me what you've got.
Yes, human. You need something, huh? Oh, you will be pleased, I think.
Like, and here's the thing, Navi. Like, yeah, that is a great point. Why spend all this money hoping I get a card when I can just get the one I want, guaranteed? But sometimes it is fun opening. It's a fun process, and there's other ways. Like if I'm gonna buy packs, I'd rather play Pygao, which is or if I'm gonna buy packs, I want to play with those cards in a very specific way. I'm a big fan of limited. There's like where or sealed events where, like in a pre-release, you get a box that has the equivalent of 6 booster packs in it, and you're told to make a 40-card deck out of the cards that you get. I like that. There's also a format that uses, each person, you get, was like 8-person table, and each person has 3 boosters, and you open one up, you pick a card out of it, and then you pass it to your left, and you do that until all cards are picked out of the packs. And then you open up the new pack, then pass to the right, do that again, then pass left. So you get all these cards that you're picking out of people's packs, and then you build a 40-card deck out of it. I don't like that, because if I'm buying a pack, I want all the cards in them. I don't care if they're good or bad, I just want them all, because those are mine. That's why I prefer doing limited, where you just, here's 6 boosters, build a 40-card deck out of it. And Pygao is, you're building goofy, small decks out of 1 booster pack. Alright, let's check the financial district. I didn't even check for the armors down there. I forgot to check the armors. Because that specifically had non-human armors. Guess we're going back at some point. Nothing worth. Okay, let's see. No. 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 Okay. Yeah. But there, I know for Magic the Gathering, there is a website. I don't remember the URL, but there is it's a simulator for opening packs, where they just put JPEGs of the cards, and you pick a pack, and you see what you would get, and it gives you random selection of cards that you would find based on 11 commons, 3 uncommons, 1 rare, kind of thing. So you can and then you can see how much money, it also keeps track of how much it would cost you to do that, so you can just keep opening packs. You're like, oh man, go ahead, look for your chase rare, look for the card that you'd want to get. We can simulate it, and then you can see that you spent $218 opening packs when you could have just bought this one card that you were looking for. Okay. We'll go down to armors. Well, I'm mad because this morning... So last night I spent time going through and just purchasing the cards that I wanted for the specific decks that I'm building. And then this morning, I had a bug in my ear because I'm like, I want to try building another deck real quick. And I spent a good chunk of my morning just doing that. Reviewing cards and seeing what I could get to work, and then I figured it out, and I already had 50 cards that would go into the deck, which is great. but now I want the other 49 cards. Because that seems like a deck that'd be very fun to play. I wouldn't be able to play it often, but I would be able to play it in general. But the other problem is it's cool, but it also is simulating a deck that I already built.
Stand by, shore party. Decontamination in progress.
Because I'm like over here with deck boxes of various decks that I have built or just in progress or built or waiting to get deck boxes for so I can sleeve up the cards.
Get us out of here, Joker. Now.
Alright, we're done with the Citadel. Let's see if I can buy a second one of the assault rifles here. I mean, yeah, and you know, fortunately the game is flexible enough to where like I can, or the game has money involved in it, so I can sell cards. That's what I did. Like when the cards I bought last night, I only spent about $40 of my money to buy those cards because I had like $160, $170 in store credit because I sold this business my cards.
Looking for supplies?
That they were willing to take.
Let's see what you've got.
You bet.
Alright, let's look at Garrus now. Okay. Yeah, and this is where like one of the reasons I do buy boosters. So with each new set, I will buy 3 booster packs. That's usually my limit. Is I'll buy 3 booster packs. And I'll get stuff and I don't care what it is normally. So with the Marvel superhero set that just came out, I bought 3 booster packs and didn't think much about it. Like I showed off like, oh yeah, these are the pulls I got, and then the site's like, hey, this card we will give you $25 in store credit if you give us this card and it's in near mint condition. So I was like, cool. I was never going to use this card. Take it. And because the newer cards, it's all right to do that with because there's various formats and people want specific cards for specific reasons, and you know it's like cool. I have no attachment to these cards. Let's sell them off. Or like, oh, here's a good functional card, but it's got stupid Captain America art on it. Well, I'll never use it, but here you go. So like if I get $25 in store credit for one card, that one card paid for like 50% of a deck. And if I were playing this game casually, I might want to be in a romance with one of the NPCs. And if I were to do that, this would be where the sex scene happens. But no, my Shepard's celibate. Voluntarily. So he's a Volcel.
Commander, we've got company.
Have their sensors picked us up yet?
Stealth systems aren't picking up.
Yep, I'll just skip the conversation here.
The
There is no other landing zone! It's very primitive, but yes, it exists. Yeah. So in the first game, each character between the two genders they allow you to play as, they have 2 romance options. and they're pretty basic. With Mass Effect 2, you have 3 options per character, or you can choose not to and try maintaining your relationship from the first game, because in the third game, you have all these other options, and they try having like moments where it actually seems like it's a growing thing. The way, because I view things in a very mechanical way in terms of game stuff, the romance stuff in this game always struck me as a little odd, where it's like, yeah, you just pick all the good stuff and then you can have sex. Just like in real life. And it's like, words so easy. You just say nice things and then you get punani. And it's like, no, you have to put more work in. Usually you have to just, like, depending on who the person is, you got to give them food. And there is no option for me to give people food. Yeah, that still hurts. Where's Garrus? No, Garrus is right there. Where's Rex? I'm down a person. This is going too slow. You still hanging out over here? You are, you dumb motherfucker. You can't walk around a tire? Can you go here? Okay. Good question. Because I know our schedules don't really align very well or that often these days. Because we've been talking about doing more couch co-op stuff for years. It's just finding the time for it. Well, he works too much, but simultaneously he doesn't work enough. It's crazy. But no, it's just like his availability and my availability would have to be Saturday nights, and we could schedule something. It's just I have to contend with, you know, my responsibilities too, and one of my key responsibilities is being available at night, so I can do the periodic, like, even with the swap in the mornings, yeah. Because I have to be available at night. My kids are not old enough yet where I can trust them to just kind of be on their own. And to be real, I can't really do the stuff here. We would maybe have to, like, find a way to set it up to where, like, because I do have enough room in this room to have, like, someone else set up. But it'd be less of a couch co-op thing and more of a, like, a, you know, co-streaming thing. Because we used to do every Friday for over a year. We did every Friday, or it was originally Wednesdays, and then we did Fridays. Every Friday we would stream together. We'd stream for like 5 hours on his account. Don't know how well the audio was because we were just sharing a mic that was nearby. Yeah, in order for me to be available. Yeah, and we used to do that like together co-op. This is even before we even know who each other were. Yeah, Chips and I would do couch co-op, PSO. We've done like PSO stuff together playing online since then, but we used to do it in person. Besides, if we did Mortal Kombat, I'm just going to get my ass kicked. Not that there's anything wrong with that. But, like, yeah, adulting is dumb. It's also just a scheduling thing. You know, maybe once the kids are older and are less interested in having me around as, in terms of, like, hanging out with me all the time, you know, sure, I might get stuff opens. I might even go back into streaming during the week, but we'll see. Unless I'm freaking teaching at that point, and then I'll be like, nah, I'm too exhausted for streaming. Which really isn't any different from now. I can't stream, I gotta grade assignments. Okay. That should take care of all the enemies outside. Which I didn't even need to kill all those dudes. Because there should just be an elevator I need to go to, I think. Oh no, I gotta walk along the top side here for a while and then go inside the building, and then there's an elevator. Okay. Well, may as well save. Do. Okay. Hi, Burb. Thanks for the lurk. Appreciate you, dude. May you get the glorious tier 5s you're hunting.
We'll have to figure out how to disengage the security lockdown if we ever want to get inside that bunker.
Okay. Okay. Now I gotta go up here.
Hold on.
It's probably...
Cannot be stopped. Cannot be stopped.
Okay. Well, Navi, something to consider. I know we were talking about couch co-op. I know Chips and I are planning on playing PSO again in August for, I think, is it 10th anniversary for Affinia? It's an anniversary event of some kind. And he made it a point telling me I need to play. So I have to set time aside at night to play. You know, maybe we can try doing a stream thing at some point. Bring back our proverbial Phantasy Star Fridays. Now that co-streaming is something that's built into Twitch itself and not like us having to be on one account. We can actually like share a stream. Because when we tried doing that before, I just ended up splitting our audience. Because a lot of the same people were following us at that time, so it's like they can only watch one of us. Alright. Then we got this driving section. Most of the level that remains for this is going to be driving. Which, let's see. I'm not going to use the pulse rifle. Let's see. Yeah, I'll probably get to level 54, and then that'll be it. Run robots over with a massive vehicle and they only take 20% damage. I wish I could get hit by a car and barely be fazed by it.
What's happening?
Where's it
I think Saren's behind this.
talk to the old AI. Good thing all their buttons are still the same after 50,000 years.
What do you think we're gonna find down there? It has to be useful if it's specifically targeting us.
Don't get your hopes up. The only thing we can depend on right now is ourselves.
You are not. I have my name. You decide that when the Citadel that over the next decades to be within a few centuries.
It's not a
We do, but yet they vowed to fight at this time. Sought that in through the conduit, the one.
Okay. I would say, yeah. Because I'm playing in a game. I'm surprised you're not more into retro achievements. No. My achievement hunting days died with a 360. I got a 360, got a shit ton of achievements there, and then quit. And it's for my benefit. Like, I don't even go for achievements that much on Steam. And I rarely will go for trophies. Maybe specific games I'll do specific trophies, but nah. No, because then, this is where it gets a little different. So you get these games that come out with achievements and trophies or whatever, and they're done by developers and whatever. And some of them are challenging, some of them are piss easy. Sometimes you got an entire game that just has piss easy achievements. But then you get these retro achievements, and these are not devs coming up with achievements. These are players. So the players coming up with achievements they want to unlock. They want to show off the shit that they can do. So some of these achievements are fucking ridiculous. Like, I do have some retro achievements. I just haven't booted up the emulator any. Like, there are some games I've played and I've gotten achievements for. Like Dynasty Warriors 4 and Ratchet & Clank 1 when I was playing those. But I don't purposely play for achievements. I don't need that. Not anymore. It was okay when I was in college. Because, like, there's a website. So, Xbox 360, that was my jam. There's a website that was called True Achievements. They had guides and stuff, and I wrote guides for achievements, and I, like, prided myself on having, like, a 90% plus percentage unlock rate. So, like, for every 10 achievements possible, I got at least 9 of them. And I wrote guides for specific achievements to unlock just to show people how to, or like write to people how they could go through stuff. And everybody have different strategies. I was actually interviewed by the website at one point. Like, it was a whole thing. I used to do, like, boosting sessions. I was pretty thorough with those. Generally got a lot of good feedback from the community regarding how I hosted boosting sessions, making sure everybody got what they were going for, and made sure that if anybody was griefing or bailed as soon as they got what they were going for and not helping everybody else, and we neg-repped them to shit. Now, my account has been deleted from there since, but my guides are still there. They're not attributed to me anymore. I had my account deleted after, like, the multiple attempted logins to accounts that I had, so I got rid of any account I wasn't using. Yeah, because, like, looking at gamer score, I'm sitting at about 83,000 gamer score, and I believe like 81,000 of those achievements were strictly from like the years 2006 to 2013. Oh, the kid's grandmother decided to contact me. Hold on. Let me just go to the Zoom thing here. I don't know, that's fine. She was just asking if they're allowed to watch a specific movie. And I just told her they've already seen that movie, they can watch it again. Like, they know who Venom is, Grandma. They know who Venom is. Okay. Oh my god. What do you mean, can they watch the second one too? Yes, you can watch the... You're supposed to be taking care of them, Grandma. It sounds like you don't got this. Stop texting me! I don't have a phone for people to talk to me with. That's not how this works. I have a phone so I can access the internet at any given time. Is that tree really blocking shots? That's crazy. Alright, so we're making our approach towards the final boss. Do they still take naps? That's funny. Hell, it's even weird because my kids don't... Like, they're past the nap point. But they've also stopped taking naps very early. Like, when they were very young. To where, like, even when you're dealing with, like, 3, 4, and 5, some parents will be like, oh, yeah, you know, they still take a nap here. And I'm like, our kids would refuse naps. No, they're not about that life. They barely like sleeping. They wake up before I do. Every morning. Why do I set an alarm for them and they're just going to be up before me? It's ridiculous. And then I got my one son who's like, I want to stay up late. I'm like, dude, you go to bed close to 9 o'clock. That's already late for you. And you go to bed at that time because I need a frickin' break. But now, there's going to be a point where they're going to just be a little bit more independent. Excuse me.
Sarah's locked the elevator. Suit up. We're going outside.
I mean, that's... yeah. All right. Yeah, for sure. Like, from my perspective, like, the kids have a lot of physical energy, and I can keep up with that still, but it is also, I get mentally drained faster than I used to. Like, recently, my kids were, so our dryers doesn't work anymore. It'll just overheat, and it stops as a safety precaution, which, you know, whatever. I can air dry clothes. So I'm hanging up my kids' clothes on hangers, and they're asking me a bunch of questions. And as a, you know, what I believe to be a good parent, I am answering their questions earnestly and honestly. But before I can finish answering one question, they've already decided that they don't want an answer to that and are moving on to the next question. And that was just like exhausting. Because I'm trying to answer questions and they don't give a shit. It's not about the answers, it's just about asking the questions. Now, I air dry all my clothes. Well, not all my clothes. I air dry all my shirts. Like, that's been a thing I've been doing my entire adult life. But like, jeans? I don't want to air dry jeans. That sucks. Like, I'd have to wash the jeans before they're even ready to be washed, and then come back to them later. Yeah, that's the main reason, right? Just trying to keep everything intact as best as possible. Bye. Oh, you guys aren't hitting them. And you can go out the stratosphere like you're supposed to. I don't know. Every time I tried, like, drying jeans, they just never felt like they were ever dry. And, you know, that's fine with, like, my stuff, but then I go to my kids' stuff, and they got a lot of laundry. So I've had to, like, break up their... I used to just be able to take all of one kid's clothes, throw it in the wash, and then throw it in a dryer and be done with it. Now I have to, like, do it piecemeal. And it's very annoying. And they're not really at the age where I think they can start doing their own laundry just yet. No, we don't have a line set up at the moment. And we've been getting rain a little bit recently. And we just had like a tornado incident too. So I don't want to lose my clothes to Mother Nature. Or air dry them only to have them more wet than before. Pya! Pya! So no, in the basement we have racks. We have like a rack system set up so we can hang stuff. Where are you going? You ain't running at me like that. Get out of here. Yeah, so what's funny about that, I'll talk about that. So I'm at my job. This is like, what, Wednesday? I think it was. What that was going on? Tuesday or Wednesday? I'm sitting in my office. Or not my office. I'm sitting at my cubicle. And I just notice how dark it is. And I look outside and I see like this massive like dark cloud. And it's like 1 or 2 in the afternoon. And there's no sun to be seen anywhere. And this massive cloud has like a gash going through it, and pouring out of it is green light. And I'm like, okay, so that means that's a tornado. Not because of the slash, but the green. And it's storming like crazy, it's raining like crazy, and one of my coworkers is like, so you ever thought you would die here? And I'm like, we're not gonna fucking die here. But we didn't do like a tornado drill or anything like that. We weren't funneled into a designated area. I'm like, okay, so it just rained. But further west of us is where they got the tornado. But seeing that giant-ass freaking cloud and the sky being the wrong color, I'm like, oh, neat. Defense turret. Defense turret. Another defense turret. So, I mean, I'm in a basement. Basements are not 100% guaranteed. I know my workplace, they don't have a basement. Like, businesses, haven't really worked at a business that had an underground, but they're just like the usual, all right, everybody go to a bathroom. Yeah. So, like, from where I live, I'm about 5 miles away from Lake Michigan. So we don't really get... It's rare for us to see tornadoes touch ground near us. But, like, where the tornado touched down on Wednesday, yeah, that was further west. So, yeah, we do get that benefit. The other trade-off, though, is that because we're so close to the lake, when we get snow, like actual snow, we get it worse because of lake effect. Okay, we should just be able to weasel our way through here. If we can angle this right, we can just shoot these guys into space. Why did y'all stop shooting? Okay. Gotta be careful of turrets. So I think this is the final stretch before the boss. Okay. Easy enough. So, something I'm going to explain right now. After turning all this stuff into Omnigel. So you notice the player character here of Shepard, has these two like quarter circle One's Paragon, one's Renegade. That's pretty much how nice you are or how much of an asshole you are. And on top of that, there's also some special skills down here. One's called Charm, which is directly correlated to your Paragon, and one's called Intimidate. So you have to invest in Charm, but if you notice, like with Intimidate, I only have so many. I'm not allowed to max it out, and it's because I don't have enough Renegade to unlock the other tiers. I would still have to put my own points into that, though. But with Charm, every single one of these allows me to open up new dialogue options. So those are so when I'm not spamming through conversations, there'll sometimes be options on the left side of the screen. Some are red, some are blue. The blue ones are Charm, the red ones are Intimidate. Now, after this section, there's going to be a conversation with Saren, who is the antagonist of the game, and in a normal playthrough, if you do not have enough Charm or Intimidate, you will have to fight him twice. Once when he's on his little hoverboard, and another time afterwards. With Max Charm or Max Intimidate, you can actually skip the first phase of the fight. But I'm also very curious because I've heard the second phase can be very glitchy in this version of the game. So I'm curious if it's going to do that. So if we're going to get some game crashes in the stream or not. Again, we'll see. So we're going to go ahead and let everything regen real quick. Can we save? We can. Good. Get the save here right before it could potentially go to shit. And I think I'm going to go grab myself some water, so I'll be right back. okay. Not only did I get some water, but I had to feed one of my cats and give her medicine. And she decided she wanted to fight me. So, whew, got that over with. So yeah. This is a gigantic hoverboard.
I was afraid you wouldn't make it in time.
In time for what?
You've lost. You know that.
I'm still
You survived our encounter.
You let Sovereign?
So I'm skipping through the conversation, but I can show, like, on the wheel.
Sovereign's controlling you.
So, see, I can't use the red one because I don't have Intimidate. But I can use the blue one. And there's going to be, like, 3 of them, if I remember right.
We can't stop it. Not forever.
Some part of you must still realize this is wrong.
So, yeah.
Not over yet. You can still redeem yourself.
So, I convince him that he's got to blast his brains out. So he does so. But how is there a phase 2? Well, he's mostly synthetic, so he gets possessed.
Quick, open.
See if you can open a
Normandy to the Citadel.
I'm here, Joe.
This is big.
That's why you
What's
can't.
the order, Commander?
Opening the...
Alliance ships, move in. Save the Destiny Ascension.
Commander, we're picking up reinforcements. It's the Alliance. Thank the gods.
If you choose not to save the Destiny Ascension, they'll still do the same thing, but then the ships go flying past it, and you're like, what are they doing?
Destiny Ascension, you are all clear. Repeat, you are all clear.
The Citadel's opening. All ships move in. Concentrate on Sovereign.
Make sure he's dead. He's dead.
Yep. And there's no phase 2 whatsoever. Oh my god, what's going on? So this boss fight's got one bullshit mechanic to it where you basically have to kill it twice. Because you beat it once, and then it'll do a cutscene, and then it'll reset everything. That in this game's like trying to be a cover shooter, but it doesn't really have any good cover. And the mechanics don't really work for that anyway. And then he basically just turns into one of the hopping robots that we were dealing with earlier. Just with more shields and health.
I am sovereign, and this station is mine.
Why are you on a shotgun? Oh, you guys are just not on the right weapon at all. Come on. I wonder why you weren't shredding this guy earlier. I'm really surprised this throw is not strong enough to knock it off the wall. Oh! It did a thing! It did a thing! It crashed! Okay. What's funny is, like, I've never had that happen before in the Legendary Edition. It has never crashed on that boss fight. Yeah, like it crashes when it tries getting to the cutscene.
Sovereign's too strong. We have to pull back.
Negative. This is our only chance. Take that monster down no matter what the cost.
It crashed in the cutscene. It crashed in the cutscene. Wow, I thought I was in the clear. Hold on. Let's fix this. And by fix it, I just mean I have to reboot. Also, got a really good look. Man, this beard is getting super gray. Holy shit. I'm old Yusuke. Alright, so getting past the threshold of getting the cutscene to play. So not only can it crash trying to load the cutscene, it can crash trying to get past the cutscene, which is dumb. Come here. Think I'm scared? Oh no, you overheated my weapons. Dude's just shooting. Jeez. I wish I could skip cutscenes, but it is what it is. Now, the second phase of this, I think they add regular enemies to spice it up a little bit. So I might be able to do more, but
Negative. This is our only chance. Take that monster down no matter what the cost.
okay, we did it. Now we just gotta hope for the best. Alright, that just leaves the boss. Oh, they threw in more ads. Oh, I got grenades. And that is Mass Effect 1 completed on Insanity difficulty as a soldier without using guns as Shepard. But I think there were 3 misfires, 1 cutscene death, and 1 glitched out side quest mission. But yeah, I can at least confirm, pending any glitches within the game, you can 100% this game without shooting a gun ever. It is not required. Pew pew pew. That ended a lot earlier than I thought it was going to, so, like, now what do I do? So I'm not going to start the 3rd game yet. Because I want to upload this VOD onto YouTube. Add that to the playlist I have going there. But, yeah. I thought I was going to glitch out again.
Captain Anderson, we found him. They're in here.
Take it easy. It's over. You're safe now. Where's the commander?
Boss, we have
Gotta do the last little conversation bit here, which
given all the
only sets something up for the next game.
Sovereigns defeat Mako.
Okay. So yeah, that ends that challenge. Verdict. Man, this game's barely playable in a normal playthrough. Don't do a no guns playthrough on Insanity. Insanity is just health sponge. Everybody's got so much freaking health. And then just does not even use your weapons. Granted, the weapon system in this game sucks as it is. You're not really missing out, but you're really not doing anything. Melee is inconsistent. Powers, you don't get to really have fun with them until it's like way late in the game, because cooldowns go so slow. But yeah. So yeah, after beating it, I just feel a bit empty. And there's a similar feeling when I beat Mass Effect 2 in the same fashion. But Mass Effect 2, I think it was more interesting to play to begin with. Because there was like actual challenge at the start. Like at the start of this game, the challenge wasn't really there. Like they make it easy enough as it is. But then there's a point where like you clearly should be using guns. But I think I got around that for the most part. But yeah, no, not a perfect playthrough. But, you know, did the job. It's like the one thing I wish these games would have is button mapping. So that way I can remove shooting altogether. Just remove that as a possibility. But while this is going, I can start theory crafting a little bit about what's going to happen with Mass Effect 3. So Mass Effect 3, it has the best combat of the series, right? They nailed it there. But because the game's got more popular with each entry, the third game is going to expect more shooting out of the player. And like there's going to be several sequences where they just want you to get on a gun and shoot. You don't have to. You don't have to do any of that for some of them. So I got to see if there's other situations where they make you shoot, they expect you to shoot, that I can just get away with not doing. But I will have more options as a character available to me because they expanded on the skill trees. Grenades are implemented as a power, so that's something I can use. You can actually spec more into health, and you can actually spec into melee if you really wanted to. But I don't like that you have to, if you go for melee, you're sacrificing your HP. And if I'm going to be playing that on the hardest difficulty, I'm going to want to have more health than anything else. I don't know what I'm going to do about bonus powers. I should be able to respec that as needed. And I also got to figure out like what I'm going to do about what party I'm going to have. And I say armor is going to be interesting too, because they kind of went with more of a, you know, with Mass Effect 2 there was armor sets and they provide like percentage increases, and in Mass Effect 3 they kind of stick with that too, but there's a greater variety of armor. The other thing too is that weapons will matter a little bit more. So as like here in Mass Effect 1, you just have guns, and you always have 4 guns on you, and they only really matter if you shoot stuff with them, except for maybe like the combat scanner stuff. Mass Effect 2, they made it so there's only specific guns, but but as a character, your class dictates how many guns you're allowed to have. So soldiers get the most, but they don't really matter that much. Like having a sniper rifle does help because you can shoot powers through the scope, and I'm pretty sure that's still the case with Mass Effect 3. But with Mass Effect 3, they added a cooldown system tied to weapon weight, so weapons have a particular weight to them that you can change. So usually, like, the heavier the weapon, the stronger the weapon is. But that also reduces your power cooldown. So, typically, if you're playing as someone who likes to shoot guns, you don't give a shit about power cooldowns. If you're using any powers, it's only every so often. So then you can, just always carry on the best weapons available to you and just start shooting the shit out of stuff. But because I'm not shooting, that doesn't really, I don't really care to have weapons on. But some weapons I'm gonna want to have on me, strictly because there are mods available that will increase power damage if they're on specific weapons. So, that'll help out a bit with stuff, but I still can't shoot. No shooting. I also think it's going to be a little easier in that, because side quests the side quests in the game are limited to like multiplayer map stuff and just collecting stuff, like a quick scan of a planet and grabbing a thing and then talking to the right person, which is something that I'm going to really have to research on, is making sure I'm talking to every person, because the journal in Mass Effect 3 is notoriously shit, where it just puts in an entry and it gives you no details of what you've already done or anything else. It's just like, oh yeah, you got to find this thing. Where? What information are you going to give me? It just doesn't do that. So I'm gonna have to do some homework and make sure I got everything in order, because so each game's kind of got like its own thing, like I guess a personal challenge you can do to it. So this game was just doing all the side quests I could, which it's all of them except for the one fucking mission that glitched out on me. And I want to rewatch some of my old VODs to see if I just ignored that guy. I don't believe I did, but I'll have to check with after completing Therum and going to the Citadel. Did I just ghost that dude? Mass Effect 2, the additional challenge you can do is, because you can't shoot, or if you're gonna do a no gun challenge in Mass Effect 2, you cannot 100% the game. There are certain side quests you're gonna have to skip. But the one to go for is, no one left behind, so that way every person survives a suicide run, and that's fine. And then third game, I guess, is just getting enough war assets to get the best ending possible. But yeah, a lot of the side quests in the third game are just nothing burgers. The ones I'm going to be very curious about are going to be the DLCs. There were 3 DLCs released for Mass Effect 3's campaign. There was, what were they called? There was, the Citadel, it's Omega, and why am I blanking on what the first one was? Was it just named after the fucking bug people? What the fuck was it called? I don't remember what it was called. Either way, that first DLC one, there's a part where you have to deal with a bunch of enemies and then pilot an old mech, and then you go underwater. I'll have to see what the argument is, because I'm pretty sure you have to shoot the flares when you're underwater. But also piloting and trying to deal with the enemies there, you're pretty much, I think, just restricted to melee attacks, and it's very slow, and you'll probably just get your ass kicked. These credits are going longer than the song was. Then in Omega. I'm just curious how that one's gonna play out. I'm gonna have to like rely on explosions and shit, and I'm gonna have to see, because I remember the boss for that being kind of a pain in the ass, like on a normal playthrough, because it's only you and Arya, because your third person gets offed at one point, so you don't have that thing. And if I'm not shooting, and then the last DLC, the Citadel one, is gonna start off hard because you are playing as just your character. You don't have any teammates. And they give you a gun with a silencer, and they expect you to use it for stealth kills, but I'm not going to be able to do that. And, yeah, we'll just see how that goes. So we'll just wrap that up there. So, yeah. Yeah, I'm going to have to do some homework on this Mass Effect 3 playthrough. I could just try jumping in blind and then starting it up tomorrow at some point. But I don't know if I'm going to do that. So yeah, let's see how long I've been doing this shit for. Now that, you know, don't seem to have any audio whatsoever. We have been going... Oh, it's been about 2 hours. I think we can wrap it up. We don't need to do anything else. I'll find something else to do with my evening here. But yeah. Let's see if anybody else is streaming. Anybody else I want to raid into. Oh, D-Gen's going? Oh, we gotta go into D-Gen. We gotta go into D-Gen. Friend of the channel, Degenerate, is streaming Phantasy Star Online with some friends of his. They're playing, I think, version 2, so a Dreamcast version. So yeah, if you've been hanging out, I appreciate it. Thanks for watching these streams as I'm playing a game in a very boring way. And I'll catch y'all another time. Thanks for hanging out. Take it easy. Good night.